Hello, keto cooks and freedom fans. This is Catherine Gordon, author of Sugar Freedom, coming to you with a chuck roast recipe. I live with two people who are naturally slender, and of course I love them very much, but I can't eat the way they can eat, and they don't have to eat the way that I eat, so they don't have to be keto, although they like to be keto sometimes, and they do enjoy my keto food. But one of the big questions that keto cooks have is, how do we cook for the people that we care about and love who don't need to eat the way that we do? Another question that we often have is, how do we save money? I do eat meat, and meat can be expensive, so I would like to eat some of the less expensive cuts of meat, but still have them be tender and delicious and enjoyable. And one of the big solutions for that is a beef chuck roast, or a classic pot roast. So this is an easy, simple recipe that I have found that I'm going to use today. So that we can get going, I have salted and peppered my beef chuck roast. It's about 2.5 pounds, and I'm going to go ahead and brown it on both sides. And side one. There's the sizzle. I have heated 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm going to brown on each side. It's sizzling away. While that browns on side one, Natasha, no, go on, go, out, 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 shoot, thank you. Dogs in the kitchen when I'm cooking. While it browns, let's talk about what else is going in it. So as I said, I've liberally salted and peppered it, and it's going into the oil to brown on side one. At the same time, I have 1.5 cups of water, to which I have added half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of basil leaves, a teaspoon of thyme leaves, and a bay leaf. This is important. I was going to use a bouillon cube or some bouillon, but I read the label and it had MSG and all kinds of ingredients that I didn't recognize in it. So I literally threw that out and I said, I'm going to make my own liquid. On the recipe that I actually got on the piece of beef, it said that you can use water, you can use broth, you can use tomato sauce, you could use red wine. So I'm going to keep this simple and keep it keto. So I'm using water, and I've added some herbs to the water. I've added a little bit of salt, and of course a bay leaf is in there as well, which we're going to take out at the end. So what is going to make this especially appealing to my son and my husband who don't need to eat keto, who can eat more traditionally? I've got 2 pretty good sized Yukon Gold potatoes, and I've got 1 pound of baby carrots. So those are going to go in there too, and I've got half a large onion chunked and ready to add. Depending on your sensitivity to carbohydrates, I'm very sensitive to carbs and sugars and starches and grains, but certainly cooking my pot roast with some root vegetables is not going to be a problem for me. Now, of course, if you can't even cook with root vegetables, I completely understand. Another thing that I want to mention, and I want to say thank you so much to everyone who has recently purchased the Sugar Freedom program off of QuickBank. Thank you. In the Sugar Freedom program, there's different stages. There's the Sugar Strike that doesn't have any fruit or any grains on it at all. But there's also the ongoing Sugar Freedom program. I know many people who are not as severely sensitive to carbohydrates as I am, and they can occasionally eat some root vegetables, some more starchy vegetables. They can eat more fruit than I can without causing cravings and increasing their hunger. If that's you, this recipe is a great ongoing recipe. But if you are sensitive to root vegetables, you can cook them, but just simply serve them. You're not going to eat these, you're going to eat the delicious meat. So we're going to turn that off. Safety first. Got to put on my hot pads. And I'm going to grab my tongs. And turn this baby over. Nice and easy. Get it in the middle. And brown it on side 2. Let's continue. So I've got that browning on side 2 for 3 minutes. We were talking about the Sugar Freedom Program, weren't we? On the sugar strike, there's no fruit and no root vegetables and no grains whatsoever. But as you get into ongoing sugar freedom, the sugar freedom lifestyle, correct? You may be able to incorporate some of these things. And as you know, I do some recipes that are made with unsweetened dark chocolate, where you can use either stevia or erythritol as your sweetener. But these are things that I'm not eating on the sugar strike. I'm not eating them regularly, not every day, not even every week. I call them occasional foods for special occasions. Get it? Make sense? Also, as we wait for 3 minutes, and once again, thank you if you've gone out and bought the Sugar Freedom Program on ClickBank. I want to mention, somebody got the program and went ahead and returned it, which you can do. If you buy the program and it isn't right for you, refunds given by ClickBank, no problem. Just simply request a refund and you'll get one. We don't get a lot of requests for them, but this particular person wanted a hard copy. They didn't realize that the entire program is digital, that you download it, you read it online. They wanted a hard copy, and so they went ahead and returned it, and that is totally fine. If you get the Sugar Freedom Program, it isn't what you expected, and it isn't what you wanted, please return it for a refund. That being said, I did write a book, Keep the Change, Transform Your Body for Good, 2nd edition, and that is available on Amazon.com. And it does talk about my journey to overcome obesity. It talks more about my training program than it does about my nutrition program, but that is something that you could get if you want a hard copy, if you want an actual book that you can hold and read. I keep promising, and I am working on the update to Sugar Freedom, and I do hope to do that. The transformation season starts in January. People have had their holiday, and they want to get lean, and they want to get healthy. It's New Year's resolution season. I want to have it ready for them. That being said, Sugar Freedom already exists. You can get it. And if you have any questions, please, the email connected with that, Catherine@sugarfreedom.com. You can send me emails, but I'm having issues sending emails back to you. So you can always email me, Catherine@cardiofreedom.com. CATHERINE @cardiofreedom.com, because I not only had to give up sugar and grains, I also had to give up traditional calorie burning exercise in order to get and stay lean without increasing my appetite. Oh my goodness, here we go. All right, that is off. The heat is off. Let's talk about the tools. Let's talk about what I am using today that you can use to cook with. I've got my big cast iron skillet. It did not come with a lid, so I have a glass lid that I did order on Amazon to fit it. I have an oven that is preheated to 325 degrees, and so we've browned it on either side, but now we're going to slowly cook it, and we're going to cook it for about 2.5 hours. This one is about 2.5 pounds, and at this temperature, we're going to do it for about 2.5 hours, and I'm going to baste it a couple of times. I do have a meat thermometer right here. Oh, this is your best friend. Especially if you're a beginning cook, if you don't have a lot of experience, this can be hugely helpful, because this needs to get up to what temperature? I'm looking. Usually it tells you what temperature you have to get the meat to. Oh, well, here we go. It's right on here. Let's see. Beef medium, 160 degrees. Did you see that? Confusion even for me. I've been keto cooking for years now, so getting up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit on this meat thermometer, so that's why it's really helpful. Okay, here's the fun part. So I I believe that you can see. So I'm gonna go ahead, and the great thing about this is that everything happens in this one pan. So let's do it. And hot pads just in case something spatters. I am going to move the pan over this burner so we can see a little better. Okay, so potatoes going in, and then I'm just going to kind of move them into the, there's room around the side, so I'm going to move them around the side. Then I'm going to do the onions. In they go. This is why you need a big cast iron skillet. You could use a Dutch oven as well. A Dutch oven, just, you know, a big pot that can go in the oven as well as on the stove top. Carrots. That's very full. No room for anything else. There it is. And then the liquid as well. With the bay leaf and the seasonings and a little bit of salt. And the bay leaf did get in there. Gonna cover it. Wait, I want to show you what it looks like before I cover it. There it is, full of goodness for both keto people and your naturally slender loved ones who can have their Yukon Gold potatoes and carrots. All right. In you go. Right into the oven. I'm going to set that for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I will baste it occasionally, and I will also check it after an hour and a half. I'm going to check it. That being said, the reality with a pot roast is that you're going to slow cook it until it's fork tender. So obviously it might get up to temperature, but some more cooking may be helpful in order to get it really, really tender so that it's very delicious and enjoyable to eat. One of the great frustrations about buying a less expensive cut of meat is that it tends to be tough, but slow cooking at lower temperatures is going to get it tender and delicious. And I just want to say thank you for joining me in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. There will be notes with this video that do describe all of the different things that I put in it and the different steps. And I just hope that you eat it and enjoy it in very good health. Like and subscribe if you're seeing this on YouTube. You are seeing this on YouTube, so yay, thumbs up. And get the Sugar Freedom program at sugarfreedom.com. And I will see you again soon here in the Sugar Freedom Kitchen. Ask questions if you try the recipe and you can report back on how it went. Let me know. I really do want to know. Your questions, your comments actually make me a better cook. Thanks everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.